Hey traders, welcome to a new video where I'm backtesting a new strategy for my scalping. This time it's going to be the Vumanchu Cipher B. This is my favorite indicator of all indicators until now at least. I've backtested this one before, but without a replay mode. And I'm creating one big Excel sheet so you can check the sheet for which indicator worked best for me, and it might work the best for you. But for each item in the Excel sheet, I've made a video about it, so you can always check back of which video is which item in the Excel sheet. So for this strategy, I'm going to use the Vumanchu Cipher B, like I said. So let's add that one. We go to indicators, and then we see Vumanchu Cipher B. It's plus divergences. I'm going to use divergences as well in the strategy. And what we also want to include are 2 EMAs. And then we have 3 indicators in this. And that's what you can use if you are using a free account. So that's pretty good. So one of them is going to be length 50. Make that one blue. It's by default blue. Make it a bit thicker. The other one is going to be 200. That is our main trend. That one I always make red and also a bit thicker. So if you followed along, you have this. The Vumanchu has a lot of information in it, so we will change some settings. I want to make it a bit more clear. You can press the settings button here or press twice in the indicator, and you get the style and input settings right there. What we want to disable is the fast wave trend. And what we want to disable as well is the stochastic RSI. And then it's already way more clear. I'm gonna use also hidden divergences. So not only regular, also I want to use hidden divergences. If you don't know what a divergence is, it's really simple. If the wave trend goes up on the top, like here, the price went lower, then you have a divergence, and that's saying that the price will probably go lower right here. That's a bearish divergence. When you want to have a bullish divergence, that's from the bottom of the price. This one right here, let's get a clear one. This one right here, the price went lower, and right here, this went a bit up. It's not a real clear one, but if the wave trend goes higher on the bottom and the price goes lower, you have a divergence. So what you want to do for this strategy is when you have a golden cross is right here. That is when the 50 EMA crosses above the 200 EMA, and that is pretty important. That is where you want to look for long positions so that you take a buy order. And right here, we ignored all of this. And right here, it went back onto the 50 EMA. And right after that, it started here, it ended here. We had a green dot underneath the 0 line, which is right here, of the Vumanchu. And that is bullish for us when also this underneath it is in the green. So this is for us a buy position. And what I'm going to do for the backtest is 1.5 risk reward. So I go to the last swing low, place my stop loss just underneath. Then I want to go on 1.5. That one was in a profit. Sometimes it is a really small entry what you can take for your stop loss and take profit. What you can also do, but that's just your decision of what you want to do. You can go always 0.4% in a loss. Like here, you enter there, 0.4% loss and 0.6% profit. That is also a 1.5 risk reward. Then you have always the same profit or loss, depending on your portfolio size, of course. But that's all personal. What I'm going to do is backtest it on swings and maybe just underneath the 50 EMA. It's a bit depending on what the market does. But right here, I would have gone like this, 0.6 risk reward. So this one would have been in a profit. But this is just an example. When I'm going to backtest, I'm going to use replay mode, and I'll press all the way back in the graphs, and I'll start there. That's an example. I'll just delete this one. When I go further in time, I see, okay, it hit 50 EMA. So now I'm looking for a bullish momentum. So the green dot will appear on the next candle. So when the next candle starts, I will enter immediately. So there we take a long position. Like I said, underneath the last swing low, 0.5 risk reward. And then if you play it out, like you would know because you've seen it, this one would have given you a profit. And I see a few examples right here which you can take. Let's start with the first one. Right here it's going near the 50 EMA. So I'm pretty bearish still because we had a death cross right here. I'm purely looking for short positions. It had a nice low, got rejected here, and I got rejected here, but we don't know that if we are here in the charts. But when the red dot appeared right here, we had a divergence, which means that the upper price from here to here, it went lower, like a lot. But the wave trend went higher. So that means you have a divergence. So after this appeared, I would have gone short right here. So let me draw a short position. So I have entered here, last swing high, times 1.5. This one would have been in a profit. And it's also nice that you can put your stop loss right then on the 50 EMA. So that's a nice support there. Resistance for this time. So the next one, this is still in the green. So we are not looking for short positions. But right here it turned red and disappeared. It went out of the 50 EMA, bearish again. And we had a red dot. And right here we started in the red. So we want a short position right there. Last swing times 1.5. Well, 48, but still 0.5 would have hit again. And right here, this one would have been, I'm a bit in doubt for this one, but you would have hit in profit. I'm not sure if I would have taken this one, but you had a divergence here, a bearish divergence. So you would have taken a short position there if you only trade by divergence. And the red dot is above the zero line. That is really important. And you set your stop loss above the swing high times 1.5. You would have hit this one as well. So these are a few short examples on the same period. So that's nice to see. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take 100 trades and I'll come back with you with the results. after I've done 100 trades, it's still my best strategy, Vumanchu B. So I'm combining it a little bit with where you can see that I take orders with a divergence, just purely the wave trend depending on where the market is. That one is important. And yeah, that's sort of it. And still I can clearly see when the market just crossed. So after a golden cross or a death cross, I have the best entries. So after a golden cross appeared, just stop trading after a while. Just take 3 or 4 trades and then wait for the next cross. It's really important because the trend is getting weaker. What you also can do, but then you have to be a paid member. You can use the ADX to check the current strength of the trend. Well, you don't necessarily have to have the paid version of TradingView, but then you have to use an EMA that has multiple EMAs in it. And then you can also add the ADX. You can do that as well. But what you can do is check. So these are optimizations, what I'm telling you. In the ADX, you place a line on the 20 level. You can only place an order when it's above the 20. So this one you could not have taken because the ADX is underneath it. This one right here, we entered, we still were above it. So that way you can check the strength of a trend, and that can help you a lot. Like here, this is sort of a mistake. I should not go short when you are above the 200 EMA. This is a no-go. That was just my mistake. So always backtest for yourself and check of like, what did I do wrong right here? This one is just unfortunate. This was a great setup. You had a divergence here. ADX is above the 20. But unfortunately, it went to the other direction in the end. But that's just unfortunate. When we would have the best opportunity to go in is when the price went also above the 50 EMA. And right here, it gave us a red dot here. Then we would have taken the best entry as possible because we crossed below the 50 EMA. The wave trend was bearish, gave us a bearish signal, and we were above the ADX. That would have been awesome. So that is the best entry that you can have. Almost every time when I have that, it's in a profit. So it's a bit depending of how much patience you have, or you also want to take with the divergence and stuff, and also take these positions where you don't even completely use the EMA, but that's pure personal. So I combined everything, and my win rate was 62%. So that's really high still. So this one can still be improved. So I will keep using this one. It only took me 23 days, and keep that in mind. To have a win rate of 62% in 100 trades, that's a 31% gain. That's insane, to be honest. So let me jump to winrate.io. So as you can see here in winrate.io, 62% win rate, take profit 1.5, stop loss 1. So what you can also do, like I said, you don't have to trade like this. You can also always have the same value. Like if you go long right here, as example, long right here, you can always do 0.4% stop loss and 0.6% profit. You can always choose this, so you have the best backtesting, because you know exactly what you would have earned. And that's also depending if you take a market order or a limit order. Always try to take your entry with a limit order. Don't forget that. When I run the strategy on BYBIT with 20 leverage as example, you would have gained 40k, 41k. But if you used limit order, you would have earned 50k. That's insane. We always do the stop loss order type as a market one, so that just happens. But if you take an entry, make sure you use the limit order. Otherwise, you might burn your account in the end. Just use a limit order. And Binance is one of the only exchanges where you get money if you use a limit order. So please use that. So like Binance, it doesn't work like that. You still have to pay fees when you use a limit order. It's less, but you still pay money for it. And BYBIT, you get money. Really important. Keep that in mind. Don't forget. Okay, so if you want to use our referral code and get a nice bonus, it's in the description. There's a link to BYBIT. Please use that one. If you like this video, if you want to see more of our content, don't forget to subscribe, ring the bell. And if you like the video, like it. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.